refresh. You can go ahead and take your finger off. You have to play by it. Try again. Refresh. Oh, that sucks. Where are they getting this?
Did you do the screen share?
Yes. I want to make sure we're getting sound in his head. It's easier than I think. Put this right there. So go ahead and scroll down and just let them know we're getting things. We're about ready to get started. And we're getting things dialed in.
I can see you and hear you whispering.
fast.
Start from the beginning.
Go ahead and hit play. Hello, everyone, and welcome. We finally got this technology figured out. Here we go.
Woohoo!
This is Mark and Shannon. Welcome to Monetize Your Message, how to get more speaking gigs.
I get a good feeling, yeah. Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I get a good feeling,
It's now time to speak your path to cash. Welcome to Monetize Your Message, how to get more speaking gigs. I'm Mark.
And I'm Shannon. Welcome to Speak Your Path to Cash. We're going to teach you tonight how to monetize your message and how to get more speaking gigs. We're so excited, and thank you for your patience with our technology tonight. But I think we're rocking and rolling, and we're ready to dive in.
Absolutely. It's always great to have an opportunity to try out new technology, especially anything around social media. So we appreciate your patience. We're ready to rock and roll now. We're going to go through the program, and then we're going to open it up for questions at the end. And you'll be able to ask those questions through the Facebook interface down below. So today, here's what you're going to learn.
You're going to learn the inside secrets of the speaking industry. You're also going to learn how to find your voice and hone your message.
You're going to learn how to overcome fear and feel more confident, not just on stage, but in your business in general, as well as how to get more speaking gigs. So if it's all right, we'd like to tell you a little bit about ourselves. That way you know exactly who you're learning from. I'm an award-winning branding strategist. I've generated over $4 million in revenue for my clients and for my company. I've led over 200 plus seminars, shared the stage with speakers like Rich Dad Poor Dad's Robert Kiyosaki, Brendan Burchard, Marsha Weeder, and more. I've designed over 450 promotional campaigns for and thousands of radio commercials that I've written and produced. And I really have become an expert at presence and profitability in the inner game of bringing spirituality into your business so that you can tie your essence to your marketing and to your message. I've been on, I'm all over the country and actually all over the world as a guest on radio talk shows, television talk shows, having spent time on the stage and connected with the founder of BNI, CEO of BNI, Ivan Meisner, multiple streams of income expert Robert Allen, as well as Lisa Sasevich. She's another expert from the field in her Speak to Sell, and I actually am getting down on the dance floor with her there. And so my story really starts, you know, I was married for a year previously, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, tragedy strikes. My wife calls me and lets me know that her dad dies all of a sudden at age 54 of a heart attack. I was actually giving a seminar at the time, And Mr. Granger, you have an emergency phone call. And I get to the phone, and she's just in hysterics. And she says, my dad died. I'm all, your dad? And so she had just gotten called from the paramedics, and they had found him and couldn't revive him. Well, come to find out, on that same day, her mom was diagnosed with advanced stage breast cancer, stage 4, and was admitted into the hospital. And our lives on a dime instantly changed. When her mom died 109 days later, after she left her job and everything, we inherited 4 additional mortgages. Then we got an IRS audit. And then we got hit with a $60,000 tax bill that we didn't owe because we sold one of the properties, and it did a reporting. One of the title companies reported the sale incorrectly. It was a wrong number. And so it looked like we owed this money that we didn't owe. And ultimately, all that stress, all that upheaval in our life ultimately led to a divorce. And what I realized is that I was alone at that point in time with nothing but my thoughts. After spending 5 years trying to make it work, after really trying to do everything I could to be her king and help us through this, we both had to manage through it. And, you know, she left her job. And so at the very beginning of that, for the first year, it was just me and my speaking and coaching business that was keeping us afloat through all of that. And so it was really a tough time. And what I realized once I really went inward is that I said to myself, Mark, you're out of integrity with yourself, Mark. You're just out of integrity. I wasn't following through on my soul's purpose. I wasn't doing what I was called to do. I wasn't doing the things that were important to me, and I wasn't following through on my commitments. So I went back and I hired a coach. It was the first time I'd had a coach in several years, and that wasn't like me. I was always learning and always having mentors. I got really into meditation as well as yoga. Here I was a yoga teacher years prior to getting married, and then after that happened, all that upheaval, I left it, and here I wanted to come back to it. So I started studying yoga. Then I eventually lost 40 pounds, tripled my income, and really started serving my clients because I developed a strong spiritual practice, and I stepped fully into my calling as a speaker. And I finally admitted to myself, this is what I'm meant to do, and I'm going all in, 100%. And that's when things really started changing. I started realizing that I'm here to help visionary speakers and conscious business owners step into who they're meant to be and do what they're called to do. And life is amazing now. I mean, my clients started making money, and they're leaders that are making a big impact in what they do. They are talented people that have been struggling to just kind of get clear on their next steps. And then I met my queen. And Shannon, my queen, and I are just having a big impact on the world. And I'm going to let you tell you about how amazing she is.
Aw, thanks, honey. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So I'm Shannon Law, and I'm commonly known as the producer with the Golden Rolodex. I've successfully produced events that have generated over $500,000 in just 4 days. And I've shared the stage with some of the world's top speakers, like Brian Tracy and Mark Victor Hansen. He's the owner and author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. He sold over 1 billion books worldwide. Ron LeGrand is kind of the granddaddy of the real estate seminar industry. Bill Walsh, he's the founder of Rainmaker, and he's a major connector in the industry. Alicia Pierce, her and her husband actually owned a huge internet marketing company that had over 500,000 people on their list. And of course, Lisa Sasevich too. So I've shared the stage with the top experts in the industry, and I've really learned what it takes to create a 6- and even 7-figure speaking business, and how to help you monetize your message so you can use speaking to attract a flood of high-paying clients. Now, before I got into speaking and the seminar industry, I owned the #1 detox spa in all of Northern California. We had over 4,000 clients in about 4 years, and right out of the gate, within the first year, it was very successful. We did over $250,000 in the first year, and you know, I didn't know anything about marketing before I started this business. I had a great coach, and that really made a huge difference. And I think that that was really the big reason why I had such that success in the first year. And so I developed a team. I had over 14 employees and really learned how to attract high-paying clients through speaking and develop an automated marketing machine. Now, there was only one problem. I wanted to pull my hair out almost every day, and I was miserable. I was stressed. I was overwhelmed. I was anxious. I still remember like getting ready for the meeting, the team meeting every single week, and I was literally having like heart palpitations, just feeling so anxious about having to run all of this. And I didn't have an amazing man in my life. My business was my boyfriend. I was working 12-hour days almost every day of the week. And these 14 employees of mine were really 14 headaches. Oh God, it was kind of hell, even though it was something I was passionate about. You know, I was passionate about weight loss and nutrition and cleansing, and it was a passion of mine, but this wasn't why I started my business. You know, I became an entrepreneur to have more freedom, and I really had no freedom or time off or fun. And I told myself, you know, Shannon, you need a better business model. You need a better business model. And since then, I started really learning the speaking industry. I started producing six-figure events. And I learned how to monetize my message and get more visibility. And I created a leveraged business using speaking to attract high-paying clients. And speaking, honestly, was really my ticket. It saved me, especially once the economy turned and everything. Thank God for speaking. So since then, I now have more freedom, more time off, more travel, more fun. We get to work from home, and we have clients all over the world, international clients, and I have my amazing king that we get to work and play together. It's such a blessing, and I know that if I still had that spa, honey, you wouldn't be here right now.
Babe.
I wouldn't have had the time for you.
I know.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, it's really, really great. So that's why we're so passionate about speaking. You know, it's such a great way to leverage your time and reach more people and ultimately have the big impact that you're called to make. So
let's get this party started.
Let's rock and roll. Oh
Fantastic.
yeah. Oh yeah, let's do it. Cool. All right.
So let's play a game. What do these people all have in common? Every single one of them, they're all leaders. What do they have in common? They are all speakers.
They're all speakers.
So you have to know the rules of the game. In order to get more speaking gigs and to become a speaker, if you're a leader, you're a speaker. If you're a speaker, you're a leader. So you want to know the rules of the game. And this is how you're really going to be able to monetize your message. The first thing you want to do is you have to know how to make money in the speaking industry.
And there's lots of different ways that you can make money in the seminar industry or the speaking industry. You could be a promoter like I was. This is actually how I got started, is I was a connector, and I created the stage and brought other speakers in. So if the thought of speaking freaks you out and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to be center stage and I don't want to be in the spotlight, you could actually still make money in the speaking industry by being a promoter. You could also be a trainer and a facilitator, where you're really taking people through a process like movement or a transformation in the room. You could speak on other people's stages. There's people that fly all over the world, or even just more locally, and just speak on other people's stages, give value to the room, and then they leave. You know, you could do that. Or you could have your own events. This could be a one-day workshop, it could be a 3-day, 4-day event, and you could really deep dive into your area of expertise. So there's all different ways that you can make money in the speaking industry. So let's talk a little bit more about some inside secrets of the speaking industry.
It's really, really important to understand how the industry works so that you play within that container in a way that allows you to win. So the first thing you want to look at is, a lot of people go, well, the market seems saturated. I mean, it seems like everybody's speaking, everybody's a coach, But we want you to understand that in 2010, over $102 billion was spent on business meetings, seminars, and events worldwide. That's a lot of dough. That's a huge need for speakers. And it goes even beyond that. You're going to see that, I mean, there are 10,000 radio shows that are looking for guests every single day. Why can't it be yours? You just have to be taught how to position yourself so that you can position your business as something of value to people that will solve problems in their life. So there's a tremendous amount of earning potential in this industry.
You can earn a consistent six-figure income very fast, very easily, and we're going to show you how you can do that very quickly. Speaking makes you the expert, and it gives you instant credibility. It allows you to reach more people, and we like to call it the ultimate leverage, because instead of just having a conversation with one person at a time, you get to have a conversation with a group of people all at once. And did you know that speaking is actually the #1 paid profession? So here's some of the benefits of speaking. You can attract high-paying clients. You can get more visibility. You get known as the go-to expert in your arena. It's the ultimate leverage because you get to work with a group of people all at once. And it allows you to easily sell your products and your programs.
It also allows you to feel your coaching and your consulting practice, which is one of the hardest things to do. People need to be able to try you on, and so it's a great way to be able to make connections with industry leaders, people that are attracted to your message, attracted to your leadership, and want to connect with you and collaborate with you. It helps you find those JV partners because you're out there being seen. And it's free marketing that works. That's our favorite thing, is that it works. And in addition to that, it allows you to have the big impact that you're called to make. We know that inside of you is something that drives you that's deeper and deeper and deeper, and you need to bring it out.
And we like to use speaking as lead generation or as a marketing tool, and that's what we're going to teach you tonight, how to use speaking to attract a flood of high-paying clients. A lot of people think speaking is just like, speaking on big stages and offering a $5,000 program from the stage, and that's actually not the kind of speaking that we're talking about. We're talking about little gigs in your own backyard and how you can turn that into a consistent $10,000 a month, and we have clients doing it all day long. I was just talking
That's a benefit of speaking.
Yeah, I know. I was just talking to Ling earlier today. She's made 20 grand in the last month.
Wow.
And she has 6 months of speaking gigs all lined up.
She's going to make a ton of money and help a lot of people.
Totally, totally. So now there's all different types of speaking, okay? So let's talk about the types of speaking. So it can go from small networking events to big stages all around the world. Webinars, like what we're doing right now. How cool would it be for you to be in your own home office talking to people all over the world? That's what we're doing right now.
Right now, we have tons of people all over the country, all over the world tuning in right now.
Yeah.
We also have internet radio, teleseminars, blogs, guest interviews, television.
YouTube, right? YouTube video marketing, seminars, guest speaking, workshops, teleseminars, and you could be an expert on an expert panel. So there's all different types of speaking. And
it's important to understand that speaking isn't always necessarily this keynote where you're given, 45 minutes to an hour to create a movement. Oftentimes it's just 5 minutes for you to be able to provide value, position yourself, and be on stage and seen as the expert. So you want to be able to move and flex, and we show you how to do that so that you have a presentation that works for you as a marketing tool.
So here's what you need to know about the speaking industry, okay? Here's how to make money with free talks in your own backyard. So first of all, this is one of the most popular questions we get all the time. They say, Mark, Shannon, where do you get speaking gigs? Guess what, guys?
Speaking gigs are everywhere.
Everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere. So first you have to have that awareness, and we're also going to show you in this presentation, we're going to show you where to get the speaking gigs and where they are, but they're everywhere. So this is one of the industry's dirty little secrets, the importance of market research. You have to know your audience, your ideal clients. You need to get inside the hearts and the minds of them. And at Big Impact Live, that's our upcoming 3-day event, we actually go way deeper into market research and this whole system that we've developed called Mining for Gold. And we like to use speaking as free marketing because guess what? It helps you attract high-paying clients very fast.
So speaking is the new marketing. It allows you to position authenticity and the experience that you have. It really allows people to try you on and see you for what you truly are and the essence that makes you different and unique. It helps you create a movement and have a big impact on the world. In addition, it allows you to attach your calling and your essence to your marketing. Now, when we say your marketing, it's so much more than just your website or your blog. Marketing is your essence. It's basically that piece of you that really makes you unique and different in the marketplace. And it's important that that gets attached to your message because then people are instantly able to see that what it is you bring to the table that's different and unique.
And then how to use speaking as lead generation. So how to use it as a marketing tool. You know, the world needs your special message. You have a unique, it's a fingerprint, right? There's no one else exactly like you. And your message is the same way. You have a unique calling and a unique special message that the world needs.
What if every light that you see on this globe was one person with a message, shining outward and allowing it to be seen? You have a calling within you. That calling means that you're meant to be a leader. You're changing something. You are called to make the world a better place, to impact lives in a very real way. So you have to realize that leaders are speakers and speakers are leaders. If you're not speaking right now, you need to be, whether it's your calling saying to you, I need to be a speaker, or whether you have a calling to change a nation or change the world, speaking may very well be a very big part of that component, a very big component of that. And so you need to embrace it as the ability to spread your message and make the difference you're called to make.
And speaking is the fastest way to make a big impact, especially nowadays with technology and the internet and YouTube. We have clients all over the world thanks to the power of speaking and the internet. And there is no reason, if you're here right now, there is no reason why you can't be doing this too.
That's right. And once you have a message that lands and is really relevant, then you will be amazed at how fast your message takes off and how fast people hear about it. So if you're called to make a difference, realize that you're called to be a leader. You have to do what leaders do. Leaders speak. So step up and be an agent of change and leave your heartprint on the world because people need you to be stepping into your calling and do what you're here to do.
All right, so let's talk about how to find your voice and how to hone your message.
So honing your message, one of the first things I think is most important is starting with your personal story. The personal story is combined of two elements, vulnerability and credibility. And most people don't understand just how important this is to the success of your speaking. It allows you to position and answer the question why people should do business with you. Because the thing is that you also need to have what is called a personal talk. And your personal story is part of your signature talk. And then in your signature talk, you're able to solve a specific problem. And that's what's really important. It allows people to know exactly what they're coming to you for, the information you're going to provide, and what you're able to do for them. And then the other thing you really need to do in your message is you need to be able to have an offer that's very easy for people to say yes to. An offer, whether they're buying something from you or buying into something from you, you need to really be able to give them something to say yes to. And these are the key ingredients to being able to craft a clear message, and that's totally important in making your message land.
So these are the three important ingredients, or the three things that you really need in order to hone your message. You need a personal story, you need a signature talk, and you need a hot, irresistible offer that they can easily say yes to. So in your personal story, we call it the credibility and the vulnerability ratio. Okay, so you've probably seen speakers where they're total experts, they have 10 PhDs, they've got science going out of every hole and every ear.
That's kind of kinky.
I know, baby.
Science out of every hole.
I know. I don't think that was part of our script, but that's the way we roll. So, they have so much credibility that people can't feel their heart. So it's like, okay, yeah, I get that you're really smart and I get that you're an expert, but do you even care about me? Okay? Then there's other speakers you've probably seen that they have too much vulnerability and there's so much heart and you get that they care, but you're like, are you an expert in this? Like, can I really trust you with my pain and my problems? So you really need that blend of both, the credibility and the vulnerability. So people feel your heart and they trust you.
And it's really important to understand that most people that have a calling, on some level, they've been pursuing it or being prepared for it. We're going to get into this later, for years. And when you're going to hire someone or do business with someone, you want to know that they've got some chops, they've developed their chops, that they've been through some shit that's kind of prepared them to help you, so that you don't have to go through it. And so that's why you have to develop. That's why you have to get really good at positioning credibility. We see so many people that have credibility and they don't understand how to position it because they don't want to brag. And so it's important that you have both credibility and vulnerability so that people can really relate to you. And this allows you to attract a flood of high-paying clients consistently, but more importantly, fast.
So if you feel a calling, there's a tribe. There's a tribe of people calling you if you feel that calling and that resonance within you.
So ask yourself, who is that? And how is your business designed to lead and inspire them? Let's go deeper. So finding your voice and honing your message, you have to realize that a lot of you are challenged with this. This is the challenge of the industry. If you have a calling, you have a vision, and being able to put that in grounded information and grounded language and communication that people can lean into and understand is challenging. It's not your fault. You have not been taught how to do it. And so we want you to realize it's not your fault, that everybody in the industry is having to deal with this challenge and having to deal with the struggle.
And the truth is there's missing pieces to what you've been taught. I know, you've been to every workshop, you've been to coaches and mentors, and this is not your first rodeo. We get that. Because guess what? We're the same way, and the truth is that there are missing pieces in other workshops and what you've been taught. So it's not your fault.
A couple times a year, we have an event called Big Impact Live where we go really deep into the importance of finding your message and really landing on it. And we give you all the ingredients that you need to understand what it takes to craft that message authentically from your essence.
And how to really get clear about your message. We spend a lot of time on that because everybody's like, okay, so I get this, but I need to get clear. Like, I don't have a problem getting out there on stage, but what am I going to say once I'm up there? So that's what we help you with at Big Impact Live. So now we get to dive. I know, everybody's been waiting for how to get more speaking gigs. So we're going to give it to you.
All right. It was important for you to have an understanding of the industry and your message before just jumping into speaking gigs, because there's nothing worse than showing up for a speaking gig, not understanding what you're doing, not being prepared with a good talk, and not being there to serve your customers. Shannon and I are here to show people how to have a big impact. That's what we're here to do. And so how can you have a big impact if you don't come across professional, as someone who knows the industry? So we want you to have your chops so that when you get the speaking gigs, you're someone they ask back, you're someone that people approach and want to partner with, and ultimately someone people want to do business with.
Okay, so here's what you're going to need in order to get more speaking gigs. You're going to need a clear message. That's step number one. You've got to have a clear message. Then that message becomes your signature talk. This is going to be like your go-to talk, and we like to call it the accordion effect, because sometimes a promoter will say, sure, you can speak on my stage, but I already have a main speaker, so you only have 10 minutes, okay? So your signature talk could be a 10-minute talk or a 90-minute talk, and you could expand it or contract it depending on how much time you need. Now, your speaker one sheet, you're also going to need that, and what that is that's what you send to the promoters in order to get booked, in order to give them everything that they need to market for you. They're going to send out your marketing copy and your talk title and probably even your picture, like to their list, to their newsletter on Facebook, all their different marketing channels. So you want to make it really easy for the promoters. So you need a speaker one sheet. And you need a list of promoters, right? Like, how are you going to get speaking gigs if you don't know who the promoters are and where to go and what their numbers are and where the gigs are? So you're going to need a list of promoters in order to get booked. And you're going to need ongoing support so that every step of the way you have the support that you need. You're going to need a community of like-minded people. And we're a big fan of networking with other speakers. You know, join communities with other speakers and network with them, collaborate with them. Don't look at them as competition, because guess what? They're looking for speaking gigs too. You know, you guys can all help each other out. And guess where the best place is to get speaking gigs? Other speaking gigs.
That's
Almost
right.
every time Mark and I speak, we usually get 2 or 3 referrals for other gigs. They say, oh God, you know, I'm the president of the chamber or Rotary, or, you know, I have a group. Could you come in and speak for us? Absolutely. So this is what you're going to need in order to get more visibility and make a bigger difference.
So here's getting the gigs. The step 1, you need to contact promoters. So now a promoter is anyone who runs events, leads groups, and brings in guest speakers. And so what you want to be able to do is reach out to them. The first thing you want to do is pick up the phone. So often we see people try to lead with email, or they actually will send a copy of their one sheet in hopes that that will convert. But that doesn't work. You need to pick up the phone and take action. And the first thing you do is you ask them, are you looking for speakers? You may want to find out, are you looking for speaking gigs as well? Start to build a connection and a rapport with them by offering something. And then in addition to that, you can always ask them, would you like to offset the cost of your event? Now this is a little secret, a secret I actually learned from Shannon, where oftentimes you will be talking to a promoter and they'll say, well, you know, we've got the next 3 months, 6 months already booked. So our main speakers are already filled. You say, okay, great. Would you like to offset the cost of your event?
This is a super stealthy seminar secret.
90% of the time, they're always going to say, absolutely. And you say, well, great. We offer a sponsorship for just about 10 minutes of stage time. And what that would look like is that we would be willing to come in and either provide food or a snack or a gift of some sort for you to get 10 minutes of stage time to provide value to your group. Now, here's the thing. We're going to talk about this a little bit later. It's not about you just getting up and pitching your product. You've got to come up there with something of value to say. People don't want to hear you talk about your business. They want to hear what's in it for them. And so you've got to be able to do that in a very effective way. And we show you how to do that. And then you offer them a gift. You've got to be able to say, can I offer your network a gift, and have something designed into your signature talk that's of value.
And we call this this is our Speak Your Path to Cash formula, is get speaking gigs, offer a hot gift. We actually call it your little pink spoon. That's what we call it. So, you know, how many of you have been to Baskin-Robbins before? And you're looking at like, do I want the rainbow sherbet or do I want the Jamocha almond fudge? Well, I'll have a free taste. I'll have a little taste to see if I like it. You know, so at your speaking gigs, you want to be able to offer them a free taste. This could be a discovery session or a strategy session. And we go deeper into this process in Big Impact Live.
So step number 2, send promoters your speaker one sheet. So that after you've had a chance to talk to them, after you connect on the phone, you're going to go ahead and send them your one sheet. Now your one sheet is really designed to help them set them up for success. It gives them information about you and your talk so that you become the person that they promote at their upcoming event.
Now, what you don't want to do with your speaker one sheet, and this is a mistake that most speakers make, is, okay, they have a list of promoters, and then they just send their speaker one sheet all over the place, like a big email blast or something. That is not what you want to do. Your speaker one sheet by itself is not what's going to help get you booked. What's going to help you get you booked is your relationship with the promoter on the phone and your specific topic. Promoters are looking for value for their audience, for the community, for the people in the room. And they're going to want to make sure that it's going to be a topic that's going to be hot and compelling. Okay, so your speaker one sheet by itself is not going to get you speaking gigs. It's a whole system, the whole complete system to getting more speaking gigs. So after you send the promoter your speaker one sheet, you know what? Lead with value. Ask them, you know, this was so great connecting with you. How can I help you? Do you know how little they're ever asked that question? How could I help you? How could I be of value to you? What are you looking for next? You know, maybe you could connect them with a resource that they're looking for, and you're providing even more value to them. Step 3. You want to talk about step 3,
Sure.
Dave?
So you want to stop dabbling, and it's time to go pro. Okay, so often we see people, I've seen speaker after speaker, and they just keep, I'm not ready yet. They keep getting ready to get ready. And so it's time to stop dabbling and go pro. If you're going to be a speaker, if you want to see a speaker, the speakers that you're attracted to are ones that are playing a big game. You know, they have a great personal story with credibility and vulnerability. And often it's, you say to yourself, you know, I haven't been on the edge of tragedy and gone through all this personal transformation to be able to then make $1 million in 3 months, and I don't have this great story. And I guarantee you, at one point in time, they felt the same way. But they had someone help them pull out of them their experience and to frame their story in a way that feels authentic to them and serves their core market. And you want to be able to also get good at using the stage effectively. Good speakers use the stage, they use space, they use their body, and they stand like a leader and they communicate like a leader. And then you don't promote or pitch. We don't even use that kind of language. You want to serve and offer from the heart. People have seen the pitch and the promotion, and it doesn't work. If you can get up there and you can provide genuine value, you come from a place that is totally from your heart, and then you make an offer that is designed to transform their life or solve a problem, people will love you for that, and they'll do business with you.
All right, so here's some more insider secrets on getting the gigs. All right, so like we said before, speaking gigs are everywhere. And how to start getting gigs fast, start networking with other speakers. And share promoter contacts with your speaker friends. You know, I have a group of we have a group of speaker friends, and we all just trade promoter contacts. You know, it could be 3 to 5 speaker friends of yours. So it's all about marketing and networking within the industry. Start developing relationships with other speakers and other promoters as well.
Yeah, we've had people that have struggled getting speaking gigs, and one of the things they're not doing is they're not picking up the phone and developing relationships with other people that are speaking. And so that requires a skill set. You just need to get on. I understand you're speaking. Are you looking for more speaking gigs? Great. What are you looking for? I can be on the lookout for you, and you can be on the lookout for me, and we'll exchange leads. And then that way, when you go to a promoter, you can say to someone, they'll go, that was great. I would love to have you back on my stage. You say, great, you know, I've got some other friends that are also great on stage. Can I introduce you? And the promoter will love you for it. It's a great way of being able to create a tight network of people that are making a difference.
Okay, so the inner game of speaking, and I gotta just share a little personal note here. Is I like to call Mark my inner game hero.
Baby.
Yeah, he's so good at what we call the inner game. You know, like how you're talking to yourself and how you're setting yourself up for success or sabotaging your success. That's the inner game. So I'm going to let you take this part, babe.
Okay, so what I want you to understand is that your voice matters. You have something to say in this world, and a lot of people, they have a fear of public speaking. They also have a fear of death. In fact, Jerry Seinfeld said this means that if you go to a funeral, most people would rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy. And there's an element of truth to that until we start to realize, well, you know, die or go public speak, and then people will most likely publicly speak. But it really is a highly paid profession, but it takes courage and it takes support.
And I actually think that's probably one of the reasons why it's the #1 paid profession, because the fear is so big that so few people are willing to overcome that. So for those of you that are willing to overcome that fear, guess what? The sky's the limit. You know, it's the ultimate leverage, and you can reach a lot of people. And another secret, the top speakers in the industry, guess what? They all feel the butterflies before they get up on stage. They all still get nervous. They all still feel the fear. And it's the inner game of speaking that really helps them to rock it once they're on stage.
And so what's interesting is that a lot of you are saying, yeah, you know, I do have a fear of speaking, being called to do that. Others of you may be thinking, you know what, I don't have a problem getting up on stage. I really don't. However, let us show you how fear is showing up in your business, because what you're going to see is that this is truly, 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 this is worth the price of admittance right here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go deeper into that. So tools to get clear on your message. That's what the inner game of speaking is you want to have tools that get you clear on that inner game. You want to have strategies to overcome fear, as well as you want to be able to reframe it. Most of the time, people are making it all about themselves. They're thinking about, oh, I can't do this. This is a problem with that. I can't make that work. And they're all in their head about themselves.
Or I'm so nervous. Oh God, they're not going to like me. I'm gonna forget what I'm gonna say. And so here's a little hint. Okay, we call this the inner game reframe. Is make it about them. When you show up and you make it about them, and you're really curious, like, what can I say today to really be of service to the people I'm called to share with? You know, that's what we do before any speaking gig. It's like, just really tap in, and you automatically just, the nerves kind of melt away, because we're no longer focused on ourselves. We're focused on giving versus getting, and it makes such a huge difference.
And so it's, one of the things we want you to realize is the bigger your calling, the greater your fear. And this is a dynamic that shows up when you step up. Every time you've ever tried to make a change in your life, you've invested in yourself, resistance shows up to test you. And it's really a fascinating dynamic that when you learn how to handle it and you learn to expect it, it makes all the difference in the world. And and when you make it about other people, it really helps you really kind of stand in your calling as opposed to stand in your fear. So let's get more visibility and make a bigger difference by overcoming your fear. So why is the inner game of speaking important? Because it does allow you to make a bigger difference. And it really does. We have people that are changing people's lives. In fact, May Vu, one of our top clients, she said to us the other day, now she's making 5 figures a month after struggling for years to do that. She's worked with the #1 coaching company in the world, CTI, as a trainer, an international coaching trainer, literally coaching thousands of coaches all over the world. And she was challenged with being able to land her message. And so once she did and started making money, she said this to us, and this is what really touched me. She said, Mark, we took my year-long program that I was struggling to sell, and we put it into a 90-day program. And I am able to do more for a person's life in 90 days. I'm changing so much about their life. They're in tears of joy about the changes that they're making. She goes, my program is so hot now because of the way we structured it. So you really learn how to communicate in a way that's about other people, and you'll make that difference in a very big way.
And so by utilizing the tools of the inner game of speaking, it's going to allow you to reach more people. It's going to allow you to actually monetize your message and fulfill your inner purpose and your calling. And ultimately, it's going to help you step into who you're called to be and make a bigger difference, change the world. That's what we all want to do, right? But you've got to overcome your fears in order to make that big impact.
So the fears that stop you, now this is where we're showing up. We talked about the fear of public speaking, but ask yourself, how many times do you say, I'm not ready? I'm not ready to start building a team. I'm not ready to make offers. I'm not ready to pick up the phone and call a promoter. I'm not ready to showing up all the time. I'm not ready to put speaking in place. And yet, speaking is the key ingredient that's missing in most of these wonderful trainings out there. They don't talk about how to use speaking to generate instant income, about how to go out there and make money right now so you can fuel your calling, step into the limelight, and get paid really well for your services. Then you have the fear of failure. I mean, that's kind of been ingrained in us from the way we were raised. It's part of us that wants to go out there and do a good job, and we have to step out into the skinny part of the branch, and it's fearful. We get afraid of rejection, and so that stops us as well. And then that whole little time excuse where you wonder, I'm just not good enough, and that really shows up when you're busting your ass and you're not making money. When you've done all the inner work and you've been to all the trainings, but it's not showing up in results in your life. You're like, I'm implementing and I'm doing all these things, and it's not showing up in the way of money. I'm not having the impact I'm called. I'm not landing on my message. But I've done all this damn work, and I'm aware, and I'm intelligent, and I'm smart, and I'm driven. Then you start to question yourself, am I really good enough? Am I really meant to be in this industry? All of these things, including the fear of success, all these things are showing up. And Shannon and I have seen this after hundreds of applications with clients.
It's the fear of being seen. That's what it all comes down to. However it's showing up for you, at the end of it, at the core, the root, is the fear of being seen. All of you, not just the pretty version, not just the sexy version, not just the pulled together version, the fear of being seen, like all the parts of you. You know, those dark sides of you that you don't want anybody else to see. And when you have that fear of being seen, you don't put yourself out there. So that's where the inner game of speaking really comes in, to just help you bust through that. Because guess what? You're not alone. Everybody has it.
So one of the best ways to overcome those fears comes from Marianne Williamson. And in her book, The Law of Divine Compensation, she's one of our favorite authors. And I've had the luxury of connecting with her and knowing her. And one of the things that is wonderful is she talks about the universe is designed to work on your behalf. And what if you began, as you start to have these fears, what if you started in your own mind, started seeing and finding evidence how everything that has happened in your life isn't about life kicking you in the ass. Well, actually it is. It's kicking you in the ass to live your calling. But it's not beating you down. It's actually teaching you the directions to go, and it's preparing you for something bigger. The universe is designed to work on your behalf. Let's go deeper, because the bigger calling you have, the greater your fear. So if you have been stepping into your calling over and over again and still not achieving the goals you want to achieve, it's because the fear comes up, and then when we get into that fear of uncertainty, we go back to old behaviors, into the comfort zone. And that's important, because you have to cultivate an attitude of surrender and trust. Act as if the universe is working on your behalf. And understand, who are you here and who are you meant to serve?
The fear of being seen is costing you a fortune.
Think about that. Think about the unopened bills that are stacked up in your inbox. Think about the bank account and the last time that you looked at it. And realize that if you had the courage to be seen, all of that could be different. The fear of being seen shows up through avoidance and isolation, distractions, lack of clarity, checking out, money shit, not looking at your numbers.
And that's a technical term.
It is.
Yeah.
Official.
Money shit. Not looking at your numbers, not wanting to see your bank account, basically putting your head in the sand, just feeling overwhelmed and frustrated by all of it.
And so the fear of being seen shows up here, and you guys, we get it. We've been there. All of these things have shown up in our own life, and we've learned how to use the inner game of speaking to overcome them, or at least manage them effectively, and get out there and really impact lives. And we want that for you, because we all have different things around addiction that fights us. We have avoidance that shows up.
Frustration. Self-doubt can come up. Isolation.
That one comes up a lot. You know, so much of us are hiding behind our computer.
You might be feeling overwhelmed.
You know, it's interesting how busy we can be, but yet unproductive. We can have a very busy day and end it exhausted, and yet we didn't make money, we didn't live our calling, and we didn't serve people. And so we're spinning our wheels. You're spinning your wheels, and you're really not getting anywhere from where you want to go.
So this system works once you get clear on your message. And that's the key. You've got to get clear on your message.
So here's the thing. We've shown you how to be able to get speaking gigs. We've talked to you about the inside secrets of the industry. And we've given you what you need to start getting on stages. If you create your one sheet, you get clear on who the promoters are, and you start networking, you can start getting on stages right now. But in order for you to monetize your message and really get out there and make the difference you're called to make, you've got to realize that you've got to get your message dialed in. That's the problem that still exists. And your message has to be based upon your essence.
So who are you and what do you stand for? What challenges have you overcome? What kind of specialized training do you have? And what are you most passionate about? And I just want to speak to the specialized training, because this can be an area of gremlin, a potential gremlin that can come up of like thinking, oh, I need more training before I can get out there. Guess what? That's just the root cause of another symptom of the fear of being seen showing up. So if you have specialized training, utilize that. That can be credibility. If you don't, you actually have lots of training in the school of life, right? So use what you have and use the resources that you have at your disposal to get really clear on your message.
So the fact of the matter is that you have been through some tough times. You know, the isolation, the distractions, the addiction, all those things that keep you from living in your calling. I'm not good enough. And the system works, but you have to be clear on your message. And so that's why we created Big Impact Live, Speak Your Path to Cash, which is a 3-step process on how to get paid really well for your services. And Shannon and I have been there. We've done that. We've been through all the trainings. We both invested over $100,000. We've been in trainings where we've been in it for 6 to 9 months, and our colleagues still didn't know the problem they solved or the niche that they served. And they're in their head spinning, trying to come up with language that's never going to land. And it hurts us. It really hurts us. So that's what Big Impact Live is about, is to help you be able to land on your message so you can go out there and use speaking to grow a business, spread your message, and live your calling.
And that's why we created this event, you know, because let's face it, there's a lot of events out there. And so what makes this different? We're going to show you how to make a bigger impact, how to double, even triple what you charge. Yeah, and a bunch of our clients, everybody's doing it. My God. How to attract more of your ideal clients, how to get more speaking gigs, and how to finally break through the fear, the self-doubt, and the overwhelm that comes with running a business.
You know, right off the bat, you're already thinking to yourself, okay, they're making an offer here. What makes this event different? I've been to tons of events. Everybody's having events now. What makes this event different? And you know what really makes it different is we really show you how to go inside and have a shift internally so that you can make more money. Stop spinning your wheels. Really, truly get done with the depression and the overwhelm and the self-defeat of looking at your bank account at the end of the month and ever wondering if you're ever going to have to go back and get a job. So this is really a different approach to learning, a different approach that's going to allow you to connect with other people that are passionate about making a difference. So you should meet our tribe, amazing people. And so you want to be able to work less and make more. Also at Big Impact Live, we're going to talk to you at length about the things that make your life differently.
So this event is specifically for conscious business owners and speakers who want to make a difference. And one of the biggest things that makes Big Impact Live different is we teach you, we reveal behind the curtain, and we show you our 3-step proven Speak Your Path to Cash formula. This is the same formula that our clients are getting mad crazy results with, and literally you can double your income in the next 45 to 60 days.
And I know there's a part of you that doesn't believe that, but wait until you hear from some of our clients. You're going to get some inner game breakthroughs to get out of self-doubt and overwhelm, and so you can work less and make more and get strategies that you can put to work right now. So this event isn't for everyone, and we know that, and we've geared it specifically for those people with a calling who feel like they would like to be able to start monetizing their message more powerfully. And so it's only for you if you're done spinning your wheels. You're really ready for a proven system that actually works. The best clients that come to us are the ones that know that they're extremely talented and they're not seeing results, and they're ready. They're hungry. Those are the clients we can serve the best.
This event is only for you if you're frustrated with all the missing pieces in other trainings. You've invested in other coaches and mentors and trainings and workshops, and you're frustrated that there are missing pieces, and you're really ready for real results.
This event is only for you if you want to get more visibility, you want to monetize your message and enjoy the ultimate leverage now. This is about really if you want to get past the fear of being seen.
This event, Big Impact Live, is only for you if you want to double or triple your income in the next 45 to 60 days. And we don't say that lightly.
We don't.
You know, we guarantee the results. So if you're really ready to double or triple your income, this event is for you.
This event is only for you if you want to collaborate with a rockin' tribe of speakers and conscious business owners. We're edgy. We want you to bring your real self and your essence, your sexual, your rock and roll, your light and dark side together, because that's interesting to people. They want to see the real you. And for the first time in the world, we have the ability to really go out there and be ourselves, and we want you to do that too. We want everyone to be themselves because it's so marketable. That's what people want, is that authenticity. And we show you how to do that at Big Impact Live.
Mm-hmm. Now, this event is for you only if you're really ready to break through your money shit once and for all, and you want to make a big impact.
So what's the cost of trying to figure it out on your own? I mean, really think about that. One of the things we see is we even see people who invest in their programs and then they isolate themselves. And we pull them out and have them join our tribe of support so that they can stop doing it on their own and start playing business as a team sport. And part of it is allowing people to see your struggle, especially colleagues that are working to make a change so that they can support you. I mean, if Shannon and I can stand beside you, if we could put our hand on your shoulder, look over your shoulder, support you, connect with you, love you through the hard times, and show you the distinctions you need to make, there's no doubt that you could double or triple your income very quickly and start to live the calling that you're here to do.
And this event, like we said, it's not for everyone. So if you're already speaking 4 times a month and you're generating a consistent stream of high-paying clients meaning at least, what?
$2,000.
Yeah, at least, you know, I would say at least $5,000 per client, a high-paying client. If you're generating a steady stream and a flood of high-paying clients every single month, and you're speaking at least 4 times a month, then Big Impact Live really isn't the place for you.
No. And this isn't an event for you that if you're really at that point where you've just really kind of decided to give up on this industry and you want to stop following your calling, and you just want to get a job, even if it's for a little while. You know, there have been times where Shannon and I have struggled in this industry. We've thought about filling out our resume. We've had our challenges with money. But the thought of going to work for a boss that hasn't done the inner work, that isn't enlightened and aware, and they don't have a motivational workspace and having to deal with the timeline of traffic and all that, isn't us. But we get that sometimes you just might be in a place to where you're just ready to give it up and walk away for a while. And if that's you, this event isn't right.
This event isn't for you if you're earning $20,000 or more through the stream of speaking. If speaking brings you in a consistent $20,000 or more a month, high five, we love you.
You rock, brother.
You rock, keep it going, you know. So now there are some big impact blocks that can come up, right? The fear of being seen and the fear of staying safe and the desire to stay safe. It can show up in all kinds of ways. So you might be thinking, you know, Mark, you know, Shannon, this sounds great, but I'm too busy. I don't have the time.
So one of the things you want to do is check your calendar, because this event is in Concord, California, which is just outside of Oakland, California. We have people coming all the way from
Sweden, Germany, Canada, all over the world.
All over the world. People are coming and flying into this. All over California, the West Coast, the East Coast, Brooklyn. And you need to look and make a decision. We have people that are changing everything that's on their calendar to be there. And so you have to ask yourself, what are you so busy doing? It's going to be November 1st through the 3rd. That's only a few weeks away. So if you're on this call or on this presentation, check your calendar and do what you must to be there. This event will never be, this event that we're doing will never be done again. We're looking at flirting with something in 2014, but we're not even sure what's going to be. So this is the event to come to. This is what, if you're so busy, what is it that you're busy doing, and is it getting you the results that you want? When people see what's happening to our clients, when they see how happy our clients are, how they've gone from suffering to satisfaction, how they've stepped into their power and they're making 5 figures every single month, they rearrange their life to be a part of this. And we feel flattered and blessed by that. So, you know, it's time to stop spinning your wheels, make more, work less, and really, you know, how can you make yourself, can I make myself, but how can you make yourself and your calling a priority? The time is now. You're always going to be busy, but you have to find the time to make yourself a priority. This is different. This event is different. Free your time and do what you must to be there.
This is Ben and Jen Rohde, and they do really deep healing work with women. They're going to be at Big Impact Live, and they just had their first $34,000 month. And before they met us, before they started working with us, they weren't charging enough for their services. They were doing a lot of trades. They were selling one session at a time, and they were having a hard time paying the bills month in and month out. Jen actually shared with us just a couple months ago that she was filling out resumes and thinking about going back and getting a job. And since then, they've had so many amazing clients flow in. They've had to raise their prices 3 times. They've moved out of their little rinky-dink cottage into this big, beautiful 3-bedroom home with a backyard and a hot tub and a pool. They just had their first baby, and Ben said he's just like this proud papa that he feels so blessed that he's able to provide for his baby girl, and it's just such an honor. It brings tears to my eyes.
You guys, let me ask you a question. How would you feel if this was your client? If you had a beautiful couple, heads over heels in love, that felt a calling to get out there in the world and it wasn't working, and then you worked with them, you gave them a system, and they turned their life around, and now they have a baby. You guys, it's so touching. And we encourage you to step into it and imagine that for yourself.
Another big impact block that could come up is, this is just another event, right? And we get it. There's a lot of people teaching the same thing, and you've been to lots of events, and you know, but this event really is different because we align your message and your purpose and your marketing message. We align it with your soul's calling, your natural essence, and really help you get tapped into what lights you up. What's that juicy part of you that is so alive? We give you the inner game tools to get out of overwhelm once and for all. And this is the same system that we teach our VIP clients. And so we're just revealing, we're giving you all the good stuff, and it's all in this event.
Absolutely. So Mayvu, she had a money ceiling breakthrough and made $12,000 in 3 weeks. Now, we talked about her a little bit earlier. She was struggling to sell a $300 package, and she was exhausted trying to figure it all out on her own. She had about 4 different niches, and then we sat her down, and she said, I had all these coaches try to help me get all the puzzles together, but no one was ever able to help me put all my pieces of my business together into a system that worked for me and show me the path to cash. 3 weeks after her time with us, she went right out there, made $12,000, and has made at least $10,000 a month. In fact, today she just made $10,000 today.
She posted on the Facebook group. It was a $10,000 day.
That's right.
You know, last month she made over 22 grand. I mean, and she said, you know, the freedom that it provides. She hired an assistant and has a personal assistant, and she has a 14-year-old daughter. And she's like, you know, I just feel like I'm being a great example for my daughter. For my daughter Maya, you know, it's just such a blessing, the impact that the money and the clients and the confidence that she has within herself. It's just amazing.
And you know, Ben and Jen, as well as Mayvu, they're amazing people, and they're going to be at Big Impact Live.
Yeah.
So come and meet them, because you're going to see the kind of caliber of people that are investing in our programs and how they're breaking free and finally have the system to make the impact they're called to make.
Oh yeah, big impact block number 3. This comes up a lot.
Especially around speaking.
Oh, I'm not ready yet. I got to get all my ducks in a row. I got to figure all this stuff out.
I got to finish this first.
Yeah, like eventually, yeah, I see speaking later. I'm not ready for that yet.
And that's because it's seen as this big glamorous thing. And what it really is it's a tool to generate instant income when it's done right. It's simple, effective, and you can do it. So, you know, when is the right time going to be? When is it going to be? When are you going to be ready to step into your calling? You know, just how long have you been preparing? How long have you been getting ready to get ready? The time is now. Stop putting it off. I put it off for way too long. Moving forward, even when you feel unprepared, is what gets you paid well for your services. So that feeling of awkwardness is the same feeling as making money. And that's what you want to step into. Even though you're not ready, you've got to realize that one of the things, the habits in this industry, is leaping out onto the skinny part of the branch even though you feel unprepared.
And successful people, it's not that they never fail, they just fail forward fast, right? So jump in and make it happen. And this is Jan Robinson. She's a Tantra and sexuality expert. She was struggling with getting clarity on her niche for 3 years. So we helped her get crystal clear about who her ideal clients are, have a compelling way to talk about what she does that leaves prospective clients excited and wanting to know more about working with her. And she also worked with a ton of coaches too, and she really felt like there were a lot of missing pieces. And what she said about us is that when it comes to laying the foundation for a successful business that's lucrative and hot, remember that we think of everything, and we put all the pieces of
true,
it is.
That's really true.
It totally is. Our clients rock. We love them.
You know, and then so you're also probably thinking, I already know this. If you've been to the trainings and you've done the inner work, we are talking success principles right now. And so you're like, I already know it. And the problem with that is that it keeps you from really being able to see what it takes to step out. Are you living it? If you're not having the results that we're talking about here, if you're not having consistent revenue every month, if you're not going to a speaking engagement and getting clients in every speaking engagement or repeat speaking opportunities, then you're not living what you know. And Jen and I have both been there as well. So when are you going to start living it? If you're not seeing the results you want, your training isn't complete. You have more work to do. And we've set Big Impact Live up for you to be able to do that work.
And this is Ling. We mentioned her before. She's a feng shui expert. She has over 6 months of speaking gigs lined up. I just talked to her today. She made $20,000 in the last 4 weeks. And she has a system for attracting a steady stream of high-paying clients. And I said, Ling, what do you want people to know tonight? We're doing this webinar. What do you want me to tell them? And she's like, oh my God, they have to go to Big Impact Live. Take the leap of faith and just do it. It's going to change your life.
She's right.
Yeah, totally.
Right. And she's wise. So consider for a moment, you know, your deepest sorrow isn't the loss of money that you're going to make by not coming. The real loss is not fulfilling on your calling. That's the pain that you feel. What is the cost of staying where you're at? What is the cost of waiting? What is the cost of doing the same thing that you've been doing? The only thing that's going to cause you to do something different is being around different people. The cost of living in uncertainty. What is the cost of you of not coming to this event? It's easy to come up with the cost of having to fly here, and the cost of having to get a hotel, and the cost of food, and the cost of being away from family, and all that is easy. But the winner in you can take the time to look at what is the cost of not being there. What if I was to be the next Ling, or the next Mayvu, or Ben and Jen? What if I was able to be like Jan Robinson and land on my niche finally? The moment of time has come for you to make a decision, and so we're going to make it easy for you. When you join us, we're going to be able to show you how to monetize your message so you can make the difference that you're called to make, how to attract a steady stream of high-paying clients every single month, month in and month out, and to break through the self-doubt, overwhelm, and fear once and for all.
So you're going to learn the #1 key to designing programs and packages that your clients love. You might have a program already, but how would you like to know that they're going to say yes before you even make an offer? So we're going to reveal behind the curtain our secret sauce, and this is the #1 key to designing programs and packages.
Yeah, it's hot. And what you want to look at that picture. That's an example of the energy that's in the room. We'd love to have you there. And we're going to break through your money shit. We actually have money breakthrough sessions every day that's going to show you how to step into your power, understand money from a different perspective so you can live your calling and make the difference you're called to make.
And you're going to get to network and collaborate with other speakers, right? You're looking for speaking gigs? Well, here you go. You can collaborate with other speakers and conscious business owners just like you.
That's right. And you can finally stop spinning your wheels and get paid really well for your services. We want that for you. So the fastest way to make a big difference, that's what we're here to do, is to really show you that when you stand in front of a crowd, you can impact them to change their life. And we've been doing it for years. Together we have almost 25 years combined experience, and when you see us together in action, you're going to be blown away. This is hot stuff that makes a difference in people's lives. We've come together to inspire you to step into your calling.
So at Big Impact Live, Speak Your Path to Cash, the event is valued at $997. You're going to learn how to get more speaking gigs. You're going to learn our Speak Your Path to Cash formula, how to step into your calling and make a big impact. And because you're here on this webinar, listening to us right now, we have a special gift for you. So you can apply now for a full scholarship. So what that means is we're going to waive the $997, and you can come as our guest on full scholarship for all 3 days.
And we're doing that because we want you to have this experience and this information. And we know that you do have to go to some costs. You have to fly here. You have to get a hotel. You have to take time away from your family. And so if you can come and be inspired, we'll be willing to offer you a full scholarship for you to come and get this information that will allow you to get the exact content you need to go out there and start getting on stages and start getting paid really, really well. So just go to bigimpactlive.com, or you can scroll down. Now, if you do it now, you'll leave the page. There's hit the apply now button, that green button. If you hit it right now, you're going to leave the page, and we still have some great stuff to share with you. Or you can open up a different window and just go to bigimpactlive.com, and we've got a whole enrollment letter there that tells you all about the event, everything that you're going to experience, and you can hit the button right at the top that says, take me to my scholarship now. You'll be able to apply for your scholarship.
Oh, we have a special bonus for you. I almost forgot.
You guys
Okay.
love this.
So if you know this is for you, I would highly recommend that you get your butt over to bigimpactlive.com right now, because here's what we're going to do. For the first 7 people to register for your full scholarship, you're going to get a list of 10 promoters who are looking to book speakers now. So not only are we going to teach you how to get the gigs, we're actually going to give you the 10 promoters who are looking to book speakers right now. It's only for the first 7 people to register. So go over to bigimpactlive.com and say, I want a scholarship.
Wow, that's a great deal. I mean, that's awesome.
I know, right?
You know, I mean, when we thought about this, what we realized is this is what people really need. We want to set you up for success. So you'll be able to get $997 off the event. You'll be able to come, and we already have over 100 people enrolled. So there's going to be tons of high vibration people there. We're going to do inner game work. You're going to learn about speaking. You're going to connect and collaborate with people that you can do business with. And you'll be able to go home with all this great new content and a list of promoters that you can pick up the phone and start scheduling opportunities to speak. It's hot.
Can I get a bring it on?
Bring it on.
So apply now for your full scholarship. How much longer are you willing to wait to fulfill your calling?
How much longer? So we ask you, are you ready? So go ahead and go right now. Now we're going to get ready to open up for some questions. We can't hear your questions, but we can see your questions down in the Facebook question section. So if you have a question you'd like us to address about any of this content, we'd be glad to show you everything that we can to help you out, answer questions around specific events or specific content, anything like that. Just go ahead and type it in down there, and Shannon and I will respond and give you answers. We'll answer here, not necessarily just typing. And so I know earlier we had a question. From I don't remember who it was, but they were asking about the speaker one sheet, about what goes in that and what makes a good speaker one sheet. And what's really important about the speaker one sheet is most people put too much content in the speaker one sheet, and that makes it very difficult. This is where we're able to help you make distinctions with that on the court coaching, because we show you how to have a one sheet that allows you to stand out as different and unique in the crowd. So when you have a one sheet, it should be able to promote who you are. They should be able to see by looking at it who you are, what you stand for, what you talk about, and what is in it for their audience. A promoter is looking to provide value for their audience, and so when they look at your one sheet, they need to know, what do you speak about? We see people that'll have 3 or 4 different content or different signature talks all on one speaker, one sheet. And so the speaker looks at that, or the promoter looks at that, and they have no idea what you stand
And it's
for.
confusing. So you want it to be simple, clean, and clear. And
Less is more.
Less is more. Absolutely, absolutely. So leave your comment here. We're on the chat live. Any compliments, questions, shout outs. Shachina Gibbs says, this is great information, and I love the energy between the king and the queen.
Oh, yay! Yeah, that's great.
Thank you. That's so sweet. Yeah.
And you know, we're kind of fumbling with technology tonight, and
we're a little sexy with it.
We're a little sexy with
Yeah.
it. So when you come to Big Impact Live, we're really gonna have a great time. We love what we do, and we have fun on stage, and we use that to help really give you a great training.
Totally, totally. And PJ's on here, and she's like, let's do this. Awesome. And Samaya, earlier, she's like, I can see you. I can hear you whispering. Yeah. This is a really great interface. It's fun to connect with you guys live, and it's just another a great tool and a great way to interact.
And then Josie from Hawaii,
cool.
She has a question about actually getting speaking gigs, and she wanted to know, what is it that you say to the promoter when you call them? And, that's a really great question. That's a really great question. Remember that, you guys, this is business. And so, like all businesses, it requires you to understand how to build a quick relationship, position value, and pick your business. Doing phone work is part of what runs your business. You've got to be able to pick up the phone and reach out to a person. And that is going to mean rejection. The other day, I had a gentleman that called me up, nice guy, tried to position value, wanted to talk with me. He had me in his tickler file to follow up 6 weeks later. And I was just so busy. I really felt bad for the guy. I wanted to help him out. But I had to tell him, look, what is this concerning? And he wouldn't tell me directly what it was. He was kind of trying to dance around it. And if he would have just said, I'm looking to get more speaking gigs, or I'd like to talk with you about how I could get more speaking gigs, or how we could partner, he kept trying to dance around it because he didn't understand how to just really put out there what it is he was looking for and how to put it out there. So for someone like yourself, you basically pick up the phone and say, hey, I understand that you have events and that you bring speakers in. I'm a speaker. I've spoken at other events before. I would love to learn a little bit more about what you're looking for and how I can provide some value to your audience. And be quiet there. Let them talk. And then ask them more about their audience. So what are your people looking for? What kind of speaker do they like? What is it, the kind of information are they craving? Take some time to ask them questions about them and their audience before you just jump in and say, book me as a speaker. And then you can always ask them, well, are you a speaker? Are you looking for speaking engagements? And you'll find that really opens up the dialogue, and then you can start the process of collaboration. Really good question.
Mm-hmm. Here's another question. Steve from New York, he says, I've been wanting to use speaking to grow my business for a long time, and I'm having trouble getting clear on my message. Well, Steve, you're not alone. And, we're actually going to dive deeper into that. We're going to have exercises at Big Impact Live to help you get really clear on your message, how to tie that to your essence so that you're not a copycat version of somebody else. We want you to be you. Sure, there's formulas and templates and, formulas that work, sure, but we want you to be you, your authentic self, your authentic, radiant, sexy you, Steve. So we'll dive deeper into that at Big Impact Live, and you'll get really clear about your message so you can get out there and start getting more speaking gigs.
Absolutely. Great question. So once again, Big Impact Live is in Concord, California. That's just outside Oakland. You can fly right into Oakland. You can take the BART, which is known as Bay Area Transit. It's a train that takes you right into Concord, and then you're like a 10-minute taxi drive to the hotel. And while you're there, we're going to be able to take really great care of you. We're going to show you 3 days that are really going to show you how to stop spinning your wheels, get past the overwhelm, land on your message and your tribe so that you can talk to them about your calling in a way that makes them want to do business with you. You're going to connect with other high vibration people that want to learn inner game secrets for getting tuned into what they're called to do and doing it in a way that has a really, really big impact.
And the enrollments are coming in, so if you want to be in the first 7, you better hurry, Go over to bigimpactlive.com and register right now for your full scholarship.
Very good. Oh, I see Steve. He said, I just enrolled.
Oh, yay!
Way to go, Steve.
Awesome,
Woo-hoo.
awesome.
We celebrate success.
Yay!
So go ahead and have that open. We have the replay open. We're going to go ahead and offer it until the replay is up. We will offer the application for the scholarship tickets. Like we said before, we do have over 100 people, so we don't have a whole bunch of them, but we do have more. Take advantage of them. Keep going. We'll leave the scholarship application up as long as they're available. We really do want to serve you. We appreciate you guys, and we just love you for being someone out there who's called to make a big difference. So we have been on the line now for a little over an hour and a half. We want to promise to set you free to have time with your night. Anything you'd like to say, babe, to end the evening?
I just want to say thanks so much for being here, guys. This was a lot of fun, and, guess what? You can do this, too. You could do webinars in your home office, too. How cool is that? You get to reach people all over the world. So the power of the internet and speaking and technology, there's never been a better time to be in business, to be an entrepreneur, and to be a speaker. So let's do this thing.
So we hope you got a lot of value. We look forward to seeing you at Big Impact Live and sending you that list of promoters, 10 promoters that are looking to book speaking gigs now. We're Mark and Shannon. We believe in you. Have a great night.
Bye.